For rainy days. I turned on my infrared biomat. It's kind of like a med bed. It's got infrared, it's got the temperature, it has tourmaline crystals, it has amethyst crystals, jade. So it's all good for healing because they transmit the energy. You know, crystals are alive. So I decided to do a reading on Nolan, Wells. He's been, I don't know, if you follow true crime, you know what I'm talking about. If you don't follow true crime, then you have no idea what I'm talking about. I'm going to get some new windows in here. But I want these wooden ones. They're so beautiful, right? I want to kind of keep them in... I want to keep them in context with the year of this house. Because the year of this house, it was built in... So anyway, so I am going to be doing a Reiki. I'm on a quick meditation, and I'm going to go right into the cards. It was built in 1948, the same year I was born. So that's a synergism right there. But I was going to say, this is what I got to practice here. So now I have to figure out how to get you guys to stand up here, because my tripod is in the other room. So let's do a little improv. Here, let me just put you down for a minute. Because I can't keep you in this position here because I have cards to read. Oh, gosh. Okay, hold on. Oh, I was looking for a camera, right? Because I want to start this photography class. I keep saying I'm going to sign up for it. I better sign up for it. Oh, better hurry up and sign up for it. But I'm going to be taking the classes during an eclipse season. Well, I always say that's a magical season to get something special done. So if I take a photography class, it's good. Hopefully it doesn't end abruptly, because sometimes with eclipses there's like drastic change. I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying to get you positioned. Okay. So let me see. Where can I put this? Because my cards... Oh, right here. Sometimes things are right in front of your nose, right? So I'm going to take this book and put the phone in front of it so it won't be flying around, because I got 2 crime cards here. So I found this. I'm looking for my camera because I could have swore I had a camera, and I got the wrong one because I got the one you can't put on a telephoto lens. So I'll never make that mistake again. But I don't even know where that camera is. And then I found this is like the 80s or the 70s Kodak Extralight 10. I don't even know if they make film for this. So it was an easy to use camera though. It was lightweight. So I don't know. I'd have to check it out and see. You have to put batteries in it. I do have like 8 film pieces that were taken on it, so I would have to what lies beneath. True crime. And a Rider-Waite deck, right? Okay. Okay, so I let me do a quick Reiki meditation. I want to get right into the reading because I had some questions. Okay. I had some questions about who was the girl on the boat. I don't know if you listen. I don't know if you're into true crime. You'll listen to the people on the boat like freaking out. I always knew that bilge pump was a ruse, R-U-S-E. I screwed up the spelling, I think, in some chat rooms on it. But yeah, it was a ruse. I mean, the real problem was he probably OD'd on the ship. So I want to see if that's true or what I'm picking up here. Because when I threw out my cards the first time on this case, I got fire. So fire could be used to cover up evidence. And then a second card I pulled was betrayal. So who can betray you? Only another friend or somebody that you love, right? Somebody that's close to you can only betray you. Otherwise, it's just a homicide. It's just a crazy person, right? So, yeah, betrayal has to do between friends or people that you were close to. And then the last card I picked up was, what was the last card? Oh, rugs. Yeah, it was rugs. So I picked up on rugs. So we're gonna see. I don't know if his stats came back from his autopsy to see if he OD'd, but now I'm wondering if he OD'd. So let's do a little Reiki first, and I'm gonna pull some cards. Oh, now I'm finally getting some thunder. It's been pouring out here. I hope you guys are safe. Hey, Marianne, I hope you're safe. I guess I should have a handyman climb up in my attic and see if I have any leaking. You know, I have to have that checked out. You know, if you guys like 80s music, maybe it was late 70s, early 80s. I think it was the 80s and the 90s, maybe into the early 2000s. I don't know. This movie was called Firefly Lane. The acting is amazing. It's intense, though. I can't even watch it all at one time because it's very, very intense. So I usually watch 2 episodes a night. But yeah, it has a lot. And the thing I don't know if I like the part where it has a lot of flashbacks too. But I feel like right now in our own life, it's kind of appropriate that we're having all these flashbacks, and because we're letting go of things as we shift into the 5th dimension. So you might feel an ache here one day and it'll be gone the next day. And it's like I feel like we're burning up karma in our bodies. So that means it's going to move out of certain locations. It's not going to stay in the same location. All right, let's do a little meditation here. If you have a crystal, get a crystal. I'm going to hold on to my ruby heart. And let's ask for blessings during this reading on Nolan Wells. But right now also let's ask for a blessing for ourselves and our families. And this is Marianne's real birthday. Happy birthday, Marianne. I finally got it right. Okay. So let's meditate and be in our sacred space. Yeah, somebody said in one of the chats that it knocked down all the trees. I don't know if he's right. He said ALL. All the trees in Appleton, Wisconsin. And if that's true, you know, Appleton is known for its apple orchards. Well, maybe it knocked down the poison trees. So let's hope that it's Phoenix rising. So let's put our thoughts there. Anita said it's really flooding on the south side in Oak Lawn. That's why I don't think I could live on the south side. They have way too much flooding for me. And then it always floods around Midway. I mean, it's a mess. I told Avon he should sleep overnight in his office. So let's bring down light and love for those people who need it today and are trapped or experiencing another crisis. It's like one crisis after another. Europe is burning. So let's give our thoughts and prayers to the people that are Canada's burning. Everything's transforming. But, you know, I feel like it's a purification of the planet. You know, a lot of ticks will get burned up, thank God. All those little ticks boxes they dropped, yeah, let them go underwater. Ticks do not like water. They like it hot and dry. I learned that when I lived on a cranberry bog in Massachusetts. My friend and I, you know, it was like it was the 70s, right? Early 70s. We're sitting out there topless in the sunshine, you know, doing something. We were supposed to be smoking something out there. And here comes this helicopter and it's flying overhead, dropping, like we thought, I'm sure they've seen us. They probably got an eyeful. They're dropping chemicals on that cranberry bog, so I knew it was time to leave. I got like 100 tickets for hooking up the carnival to my free water system. Actually, I guess I paid for it. And the carnival people needed the water. And I got to go on all these free rides with my son. And he was like under a year old. And he was like holding on in the Ferris wheel. And we were going around and around and around. And we went on that Ferris wheel like probably, I don't know, 15 times. Because we had all these free tickets. Anyway, God is good. So let's stay in our sacred space today. Prepared for the 5th dimension. You know, you'll probably hear that ringing in your ear. You probably I don't know, sometimes I get itchy. Sometimes I get itchy when I feel like the energy is shifting. Alright, so I don't know, which pack of cards should I take out? Alright, so let's try it with true crime, I guess. And then we're going to go to what lies beneath. Yeah, so these are called True Crime Oracle cards. I ordered them on Amazon. I love Amazon. I told them they're my Pony Express. I got everything delivered to my house. Almost everything. I have gone to the store a little bit, but not really that much. So yeah, so I'm looking. I'm going to shuffle these. I want to know. Okay. I want to know. Let's see. It's about this girl on the boat because they did this audio and it said, and they were panicking. And I knew that whole thing with the roost, the pump on the boat was a ruse. I figured they were making up the whole story. And I think I'm right about that because in the background on the boat, and then one photo shows somebody's leg going over the end of the boat. It's creepy. It's really creepy. But the audio, somebody streamed down the audio and said that, oh, Nolan, they were like crying for him. And they said he died. So I think, okay, so my question is, because when I threw out the cards the first time, I got fire, like that would be burning of evidence. Then I got, the second card is betrayal, right? Betrayal by a friend or family member. That's the only person who could really betray you. And then the last one I got was rugs. So I have a few questions. So they panicked. I think they panicked, and they called up the Coast Guard, because why wouldn't they have the Coast Guard come out there? And they were all under 21. They were all smashed. You could hear the guy on the phone, on the, whatever he's on, the speaker system, and he sounds drunk, and he sounds angry. He almost sounds angry that Nolan Wells died on the boat. So did somebody slip him a rug? So that's my question, because we know they were all fucking drunk. Sorry. They were all drunk, right? We knew that. And they were underage, and there was no adult. Where was the adult? Where was the adult? They couldn't even count how many people they had on the boat ride. So they should send somebody out there. You know all these kids are 18. You know all these kids are drunk because it's the 4th of July. You send somebody out there immediately, but they didn't do it. So then people had to like clean up the audio. And you should watch that on YouTube. And on the audio, they panicked. He died. He died. You can hear it in the background, what they're saying, and it's not AI generated. All right, so. Okay. They had to bury him. So I'm wondering, okay, this is pretty creepy. I'm wondering if they took his body, because they did this whole thing going around. They went out there with 3 boats. But then once I think he died... Now, this is my opinion only and based on intuition. In my opinion, that he died, right, on their ship, they had to get rid of the body. So where did they put it? Or what did they do with it? So did they take it to that one other island? Because there were a few islands around there. There was a few islands, so because it shows the ship, the boat. I mean, it was really sinking. Why wouldn't it get to land as soon as possible? Why would they take this boat and go around to? There's like 3 or 4 different islands there, and they're like traveling around in this boat, probably trying to figure out what am I going to do with the body. I'm sure that's what they're thinking. So my theory is they stored it there. They probably stored it there because all the emergency vehicles. They went out to Devil's Horn Island, and they do a lot of rituals there. And Nolan Wells was buried, or had the funeral, on one of the highest satanic holidays. I listened to Roberto. He's the number guy. Listen to Roberto. He's a psychic medium. He said Monday was one of the highest days for satanic worship. So I think we're forgetting what Jeffrey Epstein was all about here. And there's still people tied to his umbilical cord. They're still tied to... Okay, so the question is... Wow, I think it's going to rain here for a while. I don't like where my drain pipe is facing my house. So the water's coming up by me. It should be, because they cut the grass over here for me, Arturo. The drain pipe should be faced out away from the house. Because this is a big storm. I hope I don't get any water in the basement. I do have a sump pump, a brand new one. So I'll have to go down and check. But this is what you get for living in a swamp. You know, Lincolnwood's a swamp, Skokie's a swamp. The whole area of Chicago was built on a swamp. It was actually built on a cemetery. So there's dozens of dead bodies underneath. People don't know that in Lincoln Park. It's a big cemetery there. So, was he roofied? Okay, so they had to do a cleanup. And they had a partner. They had somebody helping out. And they had to travel. They traveled to one of those other islands. This is what I thought. It won't... Okay, they're going to be arrested. This is my intuition. First of all, they all should get a BUI because they're all driving drunk. Unless they can prove that there was an adult on the boat who wasn't drunk, which I don't think there was. I don't think they'll get murder in the first degree. Because we got to move on here, right? Somebody's going to get charged. That is like critical evidence. Fire could mean evidence, too. That first card I got was evidence. So the whole recording on a ship, that's the bilge problem. They are sinking. They're going down with the ship. Because it was a ruse. Because they panicked. They didn't know what to do. I don't know why they talked to the uncle. So, if somebody slipped him something and he accidentally OD'd, well, I think the person who gave him the drug will be, maybe that would be considered murder. That might be a homicide, right, in the first degree. But second degree, and then they'll get charges. They'll probably get charges. So even though it was an accident, there's one primary source who gave him the rug. And that person should be held accountable. There was some kind of money exchanged. So who did they pay off? Or who paid someone off? So those are some questions I had, but it didn't answer whether they got the rug or not. So I'm going to move on here. But it looks like it was an accident. So it didn't really say it was a rug, right? Because I did, though, get that in the first reading. So I'm still going to stick with that. All right. Wow, it's just stormy. Really stormy, huh? So I want to know if somebody gave Nolan a rug. I mean, that guy who was on, if you listen to his speech, he's angry and he's freaking out. He doesn't know what to do, but he sounds more angry that this happened on his boat. And then I think it was Warren. I don't know whose boat that was. Whoever was on that speaker system. It was a teen. Yeah, it was a teen. They're 18. They were not 21. Okay, they had to travel with the body. We saw that already. That's a confirmation. And we're going to move on to what lies beneath. I will check my basement in a few minutes. I went out to water this morning in the front garden just because the ground was so hard and so dry that I said I have to keep it kind of moist so then if it rains really hard, it'll be able to soak in easier because I already softened the first layer. Okay. This lady, I had her come out, this landscaper, to look at my garden. And I'll show you my garden. And I asked her about this tree. Wait, not that. I keep going on to stickers. It's ridiculous. I asked her about this tree out here. And she said, oh, that's dead. You should just have Arturo cut it down. It looks pretty with the chandelier and the tree, right? That's a cool photo. I should take a picture of that. And the tree is fine. It had some kind of fungal thing or whatever the hell it was, right? You see it over there with the kind of brownish leaves? It's fine. So you have to listen to your intuition. I don't care who these people are. Because, they could be playing them. I think I'm getting less flabby. I mean, I'm doing those exercises I showed you, right? Where you put a really good cream on. You only use Korean. I ordered, they're made in Korea. I'll have to show you that. And then you take your hands and you breathe in and you lift up into your cheekbones and hold on. Relax your palms down. And I would just say hold on as long as comfortable, because everybody has different things going on. And they say to do it several times in a row. Because what it does, it lifts the fascia. It lifts it up. And as you lift the fascia up, look it. I used to be a lot flabbier, I swear. I'm trying to get rid of this. So I'm going to keep doing it. And the other one I showed you is with your thumbs. I learned this on YouTube. You put them under your jaw and you breathe in and then slightly open your mouth. And blow out. And as you do that, you're pressing into your jaw. All right, so my question is, actually I have two questions. My question is, did someone on the boat give him I guess they don't have to be on the boat. Did someone in his group give him a rug? They say it's a copycat. So that means whoever did this, they did it before. A bugaboo. I would call that a bugaboo. And then they kicked him to the curb. In this sense, he wasn't kicked to the curb. He was kicked. There's this one photo. Now, I don't know if that's AI. There's one photo, right, that shows the leg going over the side of the boat. But see, I don't think they brought him home on the boat that night. I think they took him to that other island and left him there till later on. And then, because then they searched the tip of the island and then he showed up later. So that's the only thing that has me a little confused. I want to see if he knew that girl on the boat. Because you hear a girl's voice on the boat. I'm going to pull 3 cards. I feel so bad for everybody. But, I really like Trayston, but somebody said in one of the chats that he was a rug dealer. But you know what? Some of your worst people, and, even if he was dealing rugs, I don't know if he was dealing fentanyl, that would not look good in my eyes. But if he was dealing something, he'll get found out, because somebody's going to snitch on him. Somebody's going to snitch on him. I mean, they can make a pact, but the audio is out. So that's enough evidence to bring their butts in to have them all interrogated, including their phones. And I hope they sprayed luminol on the boat. So did he know that girl that was with him on the boat? Because I heard a girl's voice. There's evidence on the boat. Page of Pentacles. And they're all young. I feel bad because I feel like he kind of, it's a broken home now. It's a broken home for everyone. It's broken. The happiness is gone. It's reversed. So sad. Yeah, judgment is going to come out. So judgment's reversed. I might take a few more cards, guys. Judgment's reversed because judgment's out now. It's no longer hidden. It's no longer hidden. Now you're going to be judged. It's out. All that looking at all this and that, all that temptation is gone. It's over. Yeah, the Lovers. So there was somebody on that boat that he cared about, that he liked. Went through a battle. We're not talking about a little battle. Look at all the wands. 14. There's 9 here, and there's 5 here. I don't like that. Because, you know, he had that back of the head injury. I mean, didn't show broken skin or anything, but still. I mean, he was in the water, so he was in the water for almost, what, I don't know. Depending on when they took his body back out there. Yeah, it's too bad. The hope is gone. It's over with. It's so sad. All the love is spilled out. All the love is spilled out. Because if it was upright, he still would have had something. But everything is gone. All the dreams are gone, you know. The dreams are gone. I gotta go on my mat. It was a tower, so now the tower is upright. When I had a fire in my apartment building, I got the tower card. So it's a tower reversed. So that means now they're going to settle this case. They're going to have to go back to this case now. They have the evidence. Unless somebody paid them off. Remember, I got that greed card. Unless somebody in that town gets paid off, somebody with a really bad temper. Now, the only one I know in that group with a bad temper would be Tristan. But this person's a knight. So, well, the accident came kind of suddenly. This could be also the police. Swift action. Yep, they're looking at the evidence right now. This is like a story. I swear, this is like a story. I'm getting a story. I love it. They're not going to be just standing still anymore. They're going to weigh their options here. This is evidence being looked at. Justifiably, right? She's got the thing on her eyes. And you know what? The outcome? Ace of Cups. Now, that could also mean drug use. So, but, you know, I want to feel the... Let's ask a question about the Ace of Cups. I think it's more drug use. She's got the Magician. So yeah, so let's see what's the outcome in this case. Let's see, not the outcome. Well, you got the King of Wands too. Ooh, this is good, fiery judgment. I feel like this is like this, the King of Wands. He can be kind of brutal and harsh, but he could also be in a position of power, you know, like in a court system. And then you got the Emperor. Or the other spin on this. Older people who are dealing drugs. Because you got the Emperor. He's an older man. And you got the King of Wands. That's a dealer. I mean, that's like a... I don't want to say every time you get the King of Wands, it's a dealer's card. But it's a business guy. You know, and if he did go down because of the rugs and because of this impact here, he fought for his life. They put up a battle with him. Well, they probably had to put up a battle to get him out of the boat. You know, because he wasn't a small kid. Yeah. World reversed. There's your devil card. All right, guys, so I'm going to go. Have a great day today. I'm going to post this because these are just my opinions only. I'm not calling anybody out. It's for entertainment purposes only. So in my opinion, this is what I get from the cards. And I hope you enjoyed that reading. And it looks like it stopped raining. I got to go through all these papers. Not looking forward to it. Not looking forward to all these paper piles. But I'm trying to be better about it. Because at least I'm organizing them. So organizing you like this painting I did? I love this painting. I might sell this in the future. I want to make cards out of it. It's pretty, right? Pussy willows. All right, you guys. Love you. Bye.